After JSN and Puka had the years that they did, we need to revisit the top 5 wide receiver conversation. And here's how I do it. I still think Jamar and Jettas are 1A, 1B. Whoever you want to put at 1, that's fair. I still lean Justin Jefferson. I think his skill set is just going to last longer than Jamar's is because he doesn't rely on his yak ability and his burst and his 0 to 100 and his ability after the catch as much as Jamar does. And I feel like your route running, your separation ability, that just lasts longer. Like look at Devontae Adams, right? But if you value yak more than separation, then you can put Jamal over Jettas. I don't care. And then it's Puka and JSN right there, right? I take Puka over JSN right now because we've seen Puka have elite production for multiple seasons. And I think that's really fair. They're both elite wide receivers. They can both do a little bit of everything. JSN's a better pure separator. Puka's a better contested catch. Puka's better after the catch. But JSN's, I'm a separate, like I value separation. Once JSN has another year of like 1,500 yards, like if he can replicate what he did this year, even 75%, then you could put him above Puka. But Puka has had elite production for like 3 or 4 years now, 3 years now, 4 years now. So for that reason, I put Puka over JSN, and I think that's completely fair, man. And then 5, I think. You know what? I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm putting Garrett Wilson at 5. I don't give a fuck. It's crazy because I'm more confident in Garrett Wilson's ability this year or now, even though we only played like 6 games, than I was at the beginning of the season. And it has nothing to do with Garrett Wilson. It has to do with Justin Jefferson's production with garbage quarterback play. And his production with garbage quarterback play was about the similar, honestly, a little bit worse than what Garrett Wilson's production was the first 2 years of his career with just as bad garbage quarterback play. And if you're going to sit here and be like, Zach Wilson wasn't that bad, you're wrong. You're fucking wrong. And it wasn't just Zach Wilson. It was Zach Wilson, Chris Strevler, Tim Boyle, Mike White. It was awful, bro. It's as bad as McDogshit or JJ McCarthy. We don't call him McDogshit anymore because he had a few games down the stretch where we revoked that nickname. I don't know if it was ever as bad as Max Brosmer. I mean, Tim Boyle was pretty garbage. Max Brosmer was one of the worst QBs I've ever seen in my entire life. So in that instance, okay. But seeing Justin Jefferson, who I still think's the best receiver in the fucking league, put up subpar numbers for his standard with garbage quarterback play, just instills more confidence in my belief. And I don't think there's anybody that believes in Garrett Wilson more than I do. It just instills more of that because I've seen Garrett produce similarly to Justin Jefferson with garbage quarterback play, just as bad quarterback play. So that has me thinking like, if you swap Garrett and Puka, why can't Garrett produce as much as Puka did? I mean, I don't want to say just as good at the contested catch because Puka has, I think, separated himself a little bit, but Garrett's not that far off. Garrett's better after the catch and Garrett's a better route runner. Like, I think if you put Garrett in the same spot Puka was in that McVay scheme, I think he can produce just as much. If you put Garrett if you swap Garrett and JSN, I think he could lead the league in receiving. I really do. That's probably a hot take. Definitely a little bit of a homer take. I'm not going to say it's not, but I think that's fair considering you see what Justin Jefferson did with bad quarterback play and what his production was. And you look at Garrett Wilson, you see what his production was with bad QB play. And Garrett's not the only one. Like I think if you put Malik Neighbors on the Rams, he's going to produce as much as Puka did. If you put Malik Neighbors with Joe Burrow, he's going to produce as much as Jamar does. Like I just think that's the case. But you can't throw these guys that high yet in the number 1, 2, 3, or 4 conversation until they do have the production, because they don't have the production. And you can eye test a player all the live long day, but for them to really breach and get into that elite tier, they need to have the production. You know, they need to. Some other guys that I think you could flirt with in the 5 spot, I think Malik and Garrett are definitely up there. I think George Pickens and CD is a real conversation. I still think CD's better than GP, but there's a real conversation to be had there. I feel like I might be missing an obvious one. I think Drake London's tremendous. Very underrated player as well, who's dealt with some garbage quarterback play. No rookies this year. It looked like Abuka was on pace, but I don't think he's there yet. I think I got to cool on the Devontae just a little bit, Even though he would have had like 1,200 yards if he didn't get hurt at the end of the year. So I think you could still throw Devontae top 10. I'm not gonna be too upset about it. AJ Brown is still in that conversation for sure, but he's a little bit of a head case. Devontae Smith is also, he could be in your top 10. I wouldn't be mad. T. Higgins could be, I don't know if he could be in your top 10. I wouldn't put him in the top 10, but he's top 10. I'm just thinking out loud here. Chill episode today. I'm definitely forgetting someone, completely disrespecting someone. And it's gonna bother me. Olave? Oh, Amon-Ra. I still think Amon-Ra is a little bit overrated, but he's just production year in, year out. But yeah, I think that's where we're at with the receiver right now. I'd really have to think about it. We'll do lists when we get deeper into the offseason, obviously.